who says here, there's no name, but it says, I don't think Arsenal can move more than what they did so far. They lost the touch. They dropped a lot of points. Unai is in trouble, and they should consider to take Mourinho for the job, while Mourinho loves to stay in the Premier League. Lauren, what do you have to say about this? Mourinho in charge of Arsenal?
I think it's still a long way to go. I mean, you lose today doesn't mean that you cannot make the top four. I think there's quality in the squad. I think, of course, they need to work out and keep believing in what the message of Unai Emery. And I think from here until the end of the session, they're capable to do it. In the second half, having that point, the second half, the thing is, sometimes you see the back four, there was concern about when we were attacking, rather than be pushing high up and be closer, play as a team and come back as a team. When we go up, they were a bit concerned. They didn't go until the halfway line. They were a bit sit down and say, okay, if we're going to attack, there were so many doubts. In that I think they need to work on that and try to dominate the middle of the park. If you don't dominate the middle of the park, playing against top teams, that's what we were saying about Higuain and about Chelsea yesterday. When you play against top teams, you need to work all those little things in order to claim your position, the Champions League position. That's what we're looking for. I think this team can do it.
Okay, we have two more messages here. Arsenal needs reinforcements in the defense during January, yet they sign a midfielder who should be blamed, Emery or the board? And then another one says, poor performance from Iwobi and Lich. Emery is simply ego and he's clueless with his team. It took him nearly 70 minutes to realize that and make changes. Very poor. Suarez is lightweight and looks lost. Ozil should have started the game, and Jenkinson looks to be better choice at right back. Such a mess.
Well, it's all going horribly wrong, isn't it? Really. The first message that you read out, which was you didn't actually have a name on it. They're saying about bring Mourinho in. That is so wrong, and it is so today. People react off the back of one result. You have to give people time. Unai Emery's just joined the club, literally this season. He's trying to get things sorted out. I think he's done a good job so far. There's some signs there that he's going to rebuild the club, but it takes time. There are, it would appear, some financial constraints at Arsenal at the moment as well. And we've just had the transfer window, but they couldn't get the players that they wanted. And it's not easy to get the players that you want. So what do? Take somebody who you don't want particularly? Take second best? Well, I don't think so. So, everybody has to be more patient. And it's so easy when you're sat in your armchair watching a game, this is wrong and that's wrong and everything else. But until you're the manager of a club, you don't know how complex it is, how involved it is, how difficult it is. And I think people just need to be more patient.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, to say, to bring someone else in or even mention Mourinho, it's very premature. It's not really his squad yet. He's only had 2 transfer windows. Like Gary said, there's some financial constraints. They probably need to get rid of Ozil. They give Ozil the new contract before he came in. They probably should have found out if he was someone Emery would like. And I think he probably needs 2 or 3 more windows to put his stamp on the team, and then you can judge him. He's being judged far too early at the moment.
I think thankfully for Emery, based on history, Arsenal do have quite a bit of patience for their managers. But what did you make of the fact that Ozil is no longer part of Emery's squad?
Well, we said that early on the show. I mean, Emery is fair to people. If you don't do whatever he needs you to be done on your position, you won't make it. You won't make it. Absolutely won't make it. Therefore, he's not in the team. And in the long terms, if we let Unai keep working, because we have to be patient, as our colleague said earlier, we have to let him go. He's just patient, just wait, because he just arrived. He doesn't know the Premier League. He doesn't know, even hardly speak English. So, I mean, communicating to people. So he needs the time, the right time, to know his real potential or what we're capable to do. But I think, insist, there's quality in the squad. There is some very good player there. They don't have to give up. They have to keep fighting, because I think they could make the top 4. Because this is the target for this year. There's no other target that to be in the top 4 and do something in the UEFA. Try to win the UEFA Cup.
So Emery inherited the squad, of course, but how many of those in the squad right now would actually fit into his mold of play?
Well, I think there'll probably be Most of them would. There'll be the odd ones. Obviously, Ozil is the one that you look at and think. And to be fair, he gave Ozil a few chances at the start of the season, and it's just, not saying Ozil's not a fantastic player, he is, but it's just about styles and what he demands from a player, and unfortunately Ozil doesn't do it. As Lauren said, he's got some fantastic players. I think the two lads in centre midfield are really, really good players. And he's got a nucleus of players which he can build on. But again, he needs time and transfer windows.
See, I actually think Mesut Ozil could deliver for Unai Emery what Unai Emery demands of him.
What's he asking?
Well, I think more work rate, isn't it? Let's be honest. Mesut Ozil is a professional footballer. He is an athlete. He's a good athlete as well. I actually think he can do the yardage. I think he can do the work.
I actually
truly think he can.
There was questions whether Aguero could fit into Pep Guardiola's style.
Yeah.
He didn't work hard enough.
Yeah.
But you listen to him tonight. He works hard for the team. He's learned. He's professional.
You have to adapt sometimes as a player to what your coach wants. So is Mesut Ozil prepared to adapt to what's required or not?
Yes.
It's down to the player.
Yeah, and also
he's got it within him, I'm
of
sure.
Course, for sure. And also, I guess, last weekend he gave him a chance. He put in 2 at front, he in the middle, and 3 holding midfielder. Why? Because he take off the wing wide players in order to protect, giving the freedom to give the right passes to the strikers. And then those 3 players can cover and do the effort. But I think it's more due to the consistency way that we haven't seen him. He's a fantastic player. Maybe I try to guess Unai mentality in order to do what he wants everybody to do in that position. He tried to help him, but as well, I think it should be done in the most consistent way. This is the problem about Ozil.
I mean, granted, Ozil
fantastic player.
Yeah, fantastic player, like you said, but also, like you said, that he's not consistent in delivering what Emery wants. So should he then have sold Ozil in January so that he can get the funds to get a centre-back versus a midfielder on loan, because that's exactly what they need right
Well, he can't just sell Ozil. Number one, he's on a huge contract, a huge weekly salary, okay? Number two, is there going to be a club who's going to match that salary? Because, Ozil's not going to walk away from, is it 300,000 a week and go and take only 100,000 a week at another club, is he? It's, if Arsenal truly want to get him out of the club, it's going to be a devil of a job to do it. It truly is.
No, I think obviously, if they would have, they would have done it. It's like Gary said. It's there's only a very small group of clubs in the world that could pay Ozil that money, and has he done enough to play in clubs that big and that good? I don't think so.
And also, you might need it until the end of the season. So we have to wait and insist on that until the end of the season to make any kind of conclusion in the matter of the institution, in the matter of the manager, in the matter of the squad, in order to achieve the goal that we're looking for.
So, Lauren, looking at this squad right now, what would you add in, or what do you think is the missing link that would bring this team back to how they were back in the day, together with that fear factor compared to the Invincibles? To bring them back to that level.
It started with the fact that we cannot compare the Invincible. Invincible was the Invincible. To repeat that team, to get that again, is not easy. Having said that, obviously we need to keep working in order to bring to the club the right player in the right positions. I think there is some gaps there that everybody that we know a little bit about football we can see, but it's due as well that we said before. You don't have the funds, or even if you have the funds to sign the players, who's going to come? Top player wants to come to a team that is not guaranteed the Champions League. It's a question mark. Top player wants to be paid less salary. So it's a matter of few factors that we have to put together in order to see Arsenal back to the real challenge to win the Premier League. It's not just one factor. It's a few of them, and then we have to put it all together.
So you were saying bringing back the fear factor. So you're saying Arsenal lost it. They're now 21 games since they lost one away matches against the Big Six.
Yeah, it's not Lauren, it's not our colleague here that said. It's that fact that said that we couldn't manage to beat those teams, and we are in the position that we are not. This is not the goal. The goal is to be above fighting to win the Premier League. So having said that, we put all those facts, as I said to you before, and then we will have the conclusion, and we will know why we are not there at the moment. But let's see what happens until the end of the season.
The biggest area that Arsenal need to address is the defence. Simple as that. And I think it's been like that for a number of years. It really has. Liverpool had the problem. They broke the bank and brought in Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. Look at the difference that's made. Yeah. Okay, I think that Arsenal with Leno have a top quality keeper in the making. But what they don't have is they don't have a dominant central defender or a couple of dominant central defenders. I think that would make a huge difference to Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah. I don't think they're too far away. Like you said, it'll be one or two signings that he'll have to do over the next couple of windows. They've got two very good centre midfield players. They've got two very good strikers. And it's just adding them one. He must have identified what he needs, and it's just about the club going out and backing him now.
Yeah, I'm agree of that. But I have to say, which top player wants to come? If
yeah,
you cannot guarantee him the Champions League. Yeah. Because sometimes top players said, you have to look at different markets. Even if you have the money, maybe not being in the Champions League is a huge fact in the way in the institution to say, it's a different market. Because I'm going to buy this player, but it's not going to come because we are not guaranteed. Top players. We have the sample of, in my time with Thierry, with Patrick Vieira, why they left the club? Because they want to win the Champions League. We want everything about domestically, but they went to Barcelona, they went to Juventus, different club, because they wanted to win the Champions League. If you don't guarantee that, top player doesn't want to stay there, because some stage in your career is about what I have won in 15 or 20 years' time. It's not about the money, it's about your own pride, what I've been done. I won 15 titles, 20 World Cup, Champions League. If you don't guarantee that, top player will not turn up and play for you. They will go to Barcelona or Real Madrid.
So based on what you've seen this entire season so far, does this team have what it takes then to qualify for the Champions League?
Say again, sorry?
So based on what we've seen of Arsenal this season so far, do they have what it takes to qualify for the Champions League?
I think I'll tell you something. If we talk this show back in November, all those fans that they're talking now, they wouldn't say, oh, yes, we're in the Champions League because we were in a position playing good team. Unai Emery was the best manager in the world. Wenger was crap. So therefore I'm saying that early conclusion, fast thinking is not going to work. We have to see things, bigger picture in the long term. So let's wait until the end of the season, and we hope that Arsenal get qualified to the Champions League, and then from then we can sit together, the board can sit and then have a look. Okay, we're in the Champions League. Now let's go for it.